Have you tried to lose belly fat, that extra belly fat by, for instance, cutting on calories, walking 10,000 steps a day, and really nothing happening? You know why? Because you need to trigger 6 fat burning hormones, and then it will happen. So let me tell you what kind of hormones and how to trigger them, okay? So let's start with thyroid. Thyroid control the speed of metabolism. So if it works correctly, if you support it by having enough of iodine from, let's say, sea kelp, enough of selenium which helps with the conversion of iodine from meat, eggs, fish, seafood, and then if we keep the estrogen level down, then that's the great step to do it. Right, testosterone, really important hormone, helping to build a lean muscle mass, but also burning that fat, using the energy from the fat burning. And for the guys, how do you know if your level of testosterone is low? Well, the guys usually over 40 years old, they start losing that testosterone, but you can still trigger the testosterone naturally, to get the levels back up. But how do you know? Okay, losing hair, losing also hair from the bottom part of your legs, losing the sex drive, the libido you want, but you can't. This is the signals which tells you that you probably are low of a level of testosterone and it's time to do something about it. So let's trigger it. How to trigger it? Strength training, something where you do some compound exercises, some such like a deadlift, deadlift, squats, bench press. If you use the body weight, then would be perhaps burpees, because work, the large muscle groups. So this is the exercises which will help you to trigger the testosterone, also vitamin D. And because it's about 90% of vitamin D we get from the sun. So really, when it's sun out, we need to kind of take advantage and try to get the sun, to get the vitamin D. Okay, so in winter it's a bit more difficult, so probably we need to get some supplements, good quality vitamin D3 supplements for that case. Okay, we need to keep the estrogen level down and insulin level down. By the way, when I'm still looking at the thyroid, I just remember that if your liver doesn't work correctly because it's damaged, or it doesn't work correctly because not only because of drinking lots of alcohol, it can be also because of eating very often and bad food like a lot of sugar that can affect the triggering the thyroid. So that's one thing perhaps to remember. Adrenaline. Okay, adrenaline preparing us for stressful situation, so it control the pulse of your heart, heart rate, metabolic rate. So how to, and its main hormone which use the fat for energy, so it's fat burning hormone. Okay, how to trigger adrenaline? High intensity interval training. So something like you work for short time of period, all you've got, and then little rest, and again, yeah. So you, for instance, little sprints, or sprints on the spot, star jumps, but really go fast. So this kind of exercising, or burpees as well. Okay, so that's the adrenaline. Now, IGF. That's the hormone. Not many people know about this. This hormone really works opposite of insulin. So when insulin is down, so usually between the meals, then IGF start tapping into fat stores and use it as energy. So again, how to trigger this hormone would be intermittent fasting. So long you go between the meals, it will trigger it more. Yeah, so more fat burning. If you're snacking often, then you will be stopping or blocking, triggering this hormone. Right, let's go to human hormone. So human hormone, I already recorded a video before. If you haven't seen it, let me quickly tell you about human growth hormone. As a child, when you're a child, obviously, or when you were a child, then that helps you to grow. As an adult, is anti-aging. So more you've got this hormone, more you trigger it, then it's anti-aging, so you're slowing or you're aging slower, so in slower way, but also is fat-burning hormone. So how to trigger this hormone? High intensity interval training, moderate amount of protein. Why say moderate? Because if it's too high, then it's converted into, into sugar, and that will spike insulin, and insulin is blocking growth hormone. So we need moderate. Again, there is other part, some people go too low, okay? So we need moderate amount, not too low, not too high. Unless you are some top athlete, and then of course you need to adding a little bit more of that protein. So sleep is very important for stimulating the growth hormone. Intermittent fasting, that's really interesting actually. Intermittent fasting stimulating growth hormone by between 1300 to 2000%. So that's a big one, stimulating the growth hormone. So and then arginine, which is amino acid you find in the meat products, so that will stimulate the growth hormone as well. And we need to keep that insulin level down and cortisol down. So again, insulin, how we control insulin, less frequent meals, less snacking, less sugary foods, and cortisol, less stress, so more sleep, and so on. So that's trigger growth hormone, okay? And glucagon, again, glucagon is hormone, I spoke about it already in my previous video. So it's fat burning hormone, so I go after the fat to use it as energy. And how to stimulate it? Again, protein, so moderate amount of protein, and intense exercise. Again, something like a really exhausting exercise, so 20-30 minutes of could be high intensity interval training, which really at the end you feel really tired, and that would stimulate the glucagon. Of course, don't forget, it needs to be followed by good sleep, again, for recovery. And again, we need to keep that insulin level down because it's blocking these hormones. Okay, so that's all. Hopefully you get some information from this and will apply it. And if you need any help, if you want to know about our programs we run at the moment at Body Transform Bootcamp, then just let me know. Comment below or send me a personal message, and I'll tell you more. Okay, so that's everything, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.